Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the class, and we've been doing resume writing. I hope after the last class, you have actually gone through the content and seen what has to be done and what resumes are, what the types of resumes, because we studied about like three types of resumes. All right, if there's any problem, please ask me now, otherwise we'll start with today's lecture. Okay, so Um, I think the new is quite less because resume writing is a very brief topic. It is all about practicing, and it is all about understanding what resume is and how you can write a good and effective resume, right? So in today's lecture, there won't be anything too much new. We will be just talking about that what are the things that you should take care of when you're writing a resume, and second is about the cover letter that we'll be studying for today, right? And rest we will be practicing. Now, if you have any problems from the previous class where we discussed about what resume writing is, uh, how you should analyze yourself by doing a SWOT analysis, how you can actually get to know about you, how you can use your strengths to make your resume worth considerable. Because if you do not highlight your strengths and your qualities, then the resume won't basically, I don't think it will get through, because you need to actually tell about yourself. The person who is giving the job doesn't know you and doesn't know the other 100 people also whose resumes have come in the office, right? They don't know you, they don't know how you look like, nothing, right? So your resume should be able to say that how strong personality you are, and it should come out the positiveness of your personality. You should talk about, you should be able to talk about, how you're a go-getter, how you're enthusiastic, and how you're, always ready to learn about things, and what are the things that you've already done so far. What are the learnings that you have so far? I'm going to wait for 2 minutes. If in case you have any problems, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll start with today's lecture. I'll give you some time to think about it. Otherwise, I'll start with what I have to teach today. So Sean, you're not supposed to basically talk about your weaknesses in resume. You should know about yourself. If you think that you know, speaking in public makes you nervous, that is your weakness, right? So you need to see how you have to work over yourself. Second, you should not, if you think that you cannot overcome and that's too much, then decide such a profession for yourself where you don't have to deal with too much of public, right? So there are two solutions to it. Either you work on your public speaking skills and you become confident and where you can talk to a lot of people. Okay, one is this option that you can be work over your weaknesses. Second option is that you be confident about your other things and say that I'm good with financial work, I'm good with numbers, and I can be a finance person where I don't have to deal with too many public speaking. I don't have to deal with too much of people, right? I don't have to speak nothing. I just have to work in my cabin and I have a meeting with my close knit team. That's it, right? Whereas if you are in sales and marketing team, then you have to be dealing with a lot of people on the everyday basis. So which is why, so there are two solutions. This is why you should know about yourself. This is why we do this SWOT analysis, because we see, what are the strengths that we have, what is a good thing that is about us, and what the skills can be used in which kind of profession, right? Second is the weakness part. So you don't have to basically mention about your weaknesses. You should know about yourself. That's what the SWOT analysis means. No, Aprajita, cover letter and resumes are not the same. We will be discussing about the cover letter. Okay, Pali, I'll discuss. So Pali, Harshita wants to discuss the formats again. Where to leave the gap and read or the line. We didn't discuss about it. It's just that after every topic, you leave a line. Like, for example, you've spoken about your education qualifications, leave a line, then start with the professional qualification. There's nothing hard and fast here. All right. First, let's discuss about the points that we need to remember. And then I'll take you through the formats once again. We discuss the formats also once again, right? Okay, here are some points that you should remember when you are making a resume. First is keep the format simple and readable. Don't make your resume cluttery. Don't add too much of unnecessary information. Do not mix things. You should be able to follow a logical, sequence to it. Now you decide in your format that what is more important to you, talking about your past experience or talking about your qualifications, right? Your strength and your qualities. But whatever it is, keep it simple and readable. Something which is not cluttery, like no big paragraphs about your experience. Don't confuse the person about yourself. You have to make sure that whatever you write, the other person actually gets to know something about you and not get confused about you. Then you have to restrict to minimum number of pages. Try to restrict as much as possible to not go on for like 5-6 pages. Nobody has time to read all of that. The good resume is the one which is short and the crisp. Like in a lot of organizations, in a lot of institutes, it was taught that your resume should be a 1 page. Now you have to see in 1 page how you can actually talk about everything, right? So obviously, if you're mentioning about all your education qualifications and all your professional, you have to be very brief about it. What all you've learned, like it has to be like direct, lead down, right? So this is why, and that is a good resume. It's considered to be a good resume, but otherwise 2 pages, 3 pages is fine. But don't make it like 10 pages. Nobody wants to read essays about you, right? And then too much of writing means that you're confusing the person again, right? Now, the other thing is clearly state your objective. Now, when you write a resume, you should know, or whenever you're applying for a job, you should know what you are going to do. What is your objective in mind? What do you want to achieve in life? What do you want to do for yourself and, in an organization? So it has to be very clearly thought and clearly stated in your objective in your resume, right? Now, when I said keep the format simple to read, and now don't do that. You start your resume, put your personal details, start with your education qualification, and then you start with your professional qualifications without even telling about your objective, right? So provide correct details. Please, please, please. Resume is a serious document. You should always provide correct details. Do not mention the things that you have not done, right? Don't mention the false things about yourself because things get verified. And in today's world, wherein everybody's on LinkedIn, everybody's on Instagram, Facebook, everybody knows everybody now. It's just like finding somebody on social media and just texting the person, right? And when you're working with some jobs, like I said in last class also, referencing is done. If I have to hire you, I will ask for 2 people who can actually refer you to me, right? Now, if after the interview I am not convinced with you, I can call the person and ask that, did this person work with you? How was this person? What was this person's ethics? Was this person on time always? Like anything general about yourself, right? So always mention correct details. And most of the organizations do call back in the previous organizations and ask about you, right? And sometimes in case of freshers, people end up writing the reference number as the professor's number, the teacher's numbers. That also gets verified because, for example, you've not studied with that course and you were not very good with that course and you mentioned that teacher's number. In that case, again, things can go wrong because the teacher might say that you were never on time with your assignments. You never submitted your assignments. Again, the job will go, right? So provide whatever you're providing, that should be correct. Okay, do not try to make somebody fool because it's very difficult these days to do that. Like everybody's smart. So are we clear till here? Any problem so far? Second point. Second point says that you should restrict your See, I'll tell you what. See, there is no ideal length of the resume, but it is always recommended to keep it as short as possible. Like imagine I am getting like 500 resumes. Can I read 10 pages for each candidate? No. I should be able to pick up the resume and see through that what this person is done. I should be able to take my decision very quickly. If I have to spend so much of time on reading resume, I might not even select the person, right? Because I don't want to go through so many pages. So I think you should understand that your knowledge about language or your knowledge about creativity comes from how short you can make something yet being complete. Like by short, I don't mean that delete half of the information about yourself. No, you have to write everything about yourself, but you have to be very uh, crisp about it. I'm going to share you some real resumes, okay? And but that's going to be later. Okay, I will be sharing the few resumes with you. You see and see how it is done, right? The other thing was, yes, provide details. Now, moving on. Well, in students, yes. If you do not have any prior internship experience or a job experience, in that case, only education qualification can only be added. Is there any attachment? Of course, you will attach the resume in your email, right? You can't attach the rest of things. See, in some cases, in very rare cases, I would say people ask for your documents also along with your resume. But usually, you are supposed to show your documents only when you go for the interview. Okay, so I don't think there would be any attachments along with the resume. It's very rare if people ask you. Because in case of very specialized jobs wherein you need very specialization very specifically, there maybe employer can ask you to submit your documentations along with it, but usually it is not. Usually they ask you to bring it on your first day of your interview or maybe when you get finalized, something like that. Yeah. Okay, the next thing is avoid exaggeration and false details. You should always avoid exaggeration about yourself. Write what is real. Don't write something which is, over the top, right? And no false details, please. Whatever it is, it is. Don't try to, for getting a job, don't try to write something which is not correct. Okay. I myself do that when we get resumes for organizations. We call back and ask if this is true or not, all this information. Oh, and I'm sorry. For more things that I would like to explain you is that even if I don't call anyone, so for example, your resume says that you have worked with so many organizations, you've done so much of your work. If you've done so much of your work, then you'll have good knowledge about things also, right? Because you've practically done it, you've not studied, you've done it also. So when somebody's interviewing you, they can easily find out if it is true or not, whatever is on the resume. They call for referencing later. When they see that what you're saying and what is on your resume is not matching, right? So even if you write something which is false, right? Because things that are false, that doesn't mean that you've done it. So while interviewing, anybody can make out that whatever it is written on the resume is not correct, right? And it's been false because the person doesn't have the knowledge of the same thing, right? So this is why, and avoid getting to that situation where people actually trap you and then they're like, you don't know anything. Okay, organize the information in logical manner. Always be follow a pattern. Do not mix things. Do not use things like here and there, and then make a khichdi out of it, or just make a porridge out of it. No, we don't want that. Everything has to be very clearly written. Please always remember, resume is the first thing that uh, creates impression, right? And first impression is the last impression. Always remember that. No grammatical error. Now, like I said, whenever you are applying somewhere and whenever you are, applying for some job, something, right? Any documentation that you're writing which is official, no grammatical error, please. Make sure there's no grammatical error, and tone should be neutral. Now, here, it's a very plain tone that you use. You don't use anything exaggerating, emotional, too happy, too sad. It's very easy. Gained experience in this is this. Have an experience of doing the tally, using the tally, whatever. Just be very plain, starting with the verb. Highlight your achievement. Always highlight your achievements because they are your achievements. Why not? Resume is for that. You should always do that. Not your responsibilities that, I just did this, I did this, I did this. No. You have to tell what you've achieved also if you have. Okay. Last thing is, do not mention expected salary. Do not tell the person that, I take this much and I won't come beneath this. Like, for example, if you take 30,000 and you think that now you deserve 50,000 or whatever, do not write about your mention already whatever you are expecting from the person, because the salary negotiation happens once the employer likes you and you like the organization. You want to work with them, you like their job profile, and they also like you. So then they say that, okay, let's just talk about the salary now. Now, maybe that it's a two-way street. Maybe your salary expectation is too much. They like you, but they don't think that you deserve that much, right? So in that case, they will not pay you. And if your salary expectations are too much, then they will not even hire you. Simple. Because they always have their in mind what they have to pay to this person before hiring. They already have an idea. Maybe they like you too much, then they might, go beyond whatever they was going to offer you. The other thing is that maybe you are saying that I deserve 40,000, and the employer was so impressed with you, they wanted to give you 50,000 per month. And there again, but if you agree for 40, if you say that I want 40, then the person will say, okay, fine, take it. Who wants to pay more money? Right? If you are only not going to value yourself. So always see what the other person is going to offer you. Right? First ask them at what you're going to offer, so they might ask you what is the salary expectation, but you should not be upfront about it, like, I need this. You can simply say that, as per the industry standards, I would like to get paid, and considering my good experience, I mean, like, I would like to know what figure you have in mind. So let them speak first, and then you speak that, if it's good salary, go ahead. If it is not, then say that, I deserve more. If we can think about it again. Okay. Are we clear? But salary part comes later. Don't show your greediness in the beginning. Are we clear? Actually, I don't understand what you meant. If you've not received study material, then the study material is also available on the website also. Whether you was online and offline resume, are you talking about writing with your hand? No, that's not allowed. All right, are we clear till here? Any problems so far? All Okay, I have a question for you. Now, do you think that in resumes you should use phrases like that you're a go-getter or you're a best team player? Do you think you should write such words in your resume for yourself? Tell me, should you use words like go-getter, team player? Namanpreet, that happens all the time. People do send resumes like randomly to a lot of companies, and that's okay. If you need a job, you would do that, right? Okay. So you all have said no, we should not use such words. Very good. Then why? What is the reason that why we should not use such words? It's a correct. We should not. But why? How would you explain this that no, we should not use it? Uh, Great, Himanshu. That's really nice. But you guys have cleared your exam, then why are you sitting? Why are you here for the lecture? That's a good thing, Namanpreet, that it will give an impression that we are overconfident. Very good. That's good, Krishna. So you should not use these words because they're like very weak adjectives also. Because this anybody can use and anybody can say that we are this and that. How would you even prove it? So why do you even use such words which everybody can use it without even meaning it, right? These are called weak adjectives. Thank you, Himanshu. Thank you for your kind words. Okay. Now, next question for you guys. Do you think that my resume should have keywords that match with the specific job requirements instead of general skills that may not be relevant to the job? Should you use keywords of a specific job profile, or you should make it just a general resume and send it across? So why and why not? You should do it or you should not do it, and you have to give a reason. Then should you mention keywords of match to match with a specific job requirement, or you should just add general skills about yourself and send the resume? Should you or should you not? Good, Yamin. Very good. That's very good, Namanpreet. That's very good, Saloni. Yeah, so most of you have answered that yes, we should use it because that is what the employers will be looking into the resume. And if we don't use it, then our resume will also be like a general resume, like just like everybody else is sending. Then how will we stand out for the job? Very good. Next is, it is better to leave some jobs off my resume rather than include every job I have done. So do you think that we should miss about some job profiles, or we should write about everything that we have done? So it is better to leave some jobs off my profile rather than include every job I have done. You should do it or you should not. I am surprised to see a very good answer for this question. I'm very, very happy to see that too. Yes, some people say that we should leave off some jobs. We should not write about every job we have done. And some says we should. But most of you say it's relevant. Okay, and that's a very good answer. Yes, you should not write about all the jobs you have done, because in the beginning of the career, sometimes we do jobs just to test ourselves, and some jobs are very relevant to our profile. So you should not mention, because it's not like a data collection document about yourself. You should write what you think the employer might be interested in reading about you. Right. So I'm very happy with this response. Good one. The descriptions of my job experiences should be highly detailed, even if they run long. You should do it or you should not do it. The description of my job. So whatever job experience that you have, should you write about like in a highly detailed manner? Even if it runs long, your resume becomes too long. You should do it or you should not. Should you write about your past experience in like highly detailed manner without caring about the length of the resume? Yeah, we should not. We should not write. We should only write the highlighted things. Do not just keep writing about this thing. You should always focus on the quality of what you're writing, not on the quantity. All right, next question. Yeah, you should not exaggerate. You should always be crisp, clear, and keep it short. Yeah. Perfect. All your responses are correct. Now, next question for you guys. Next question says, I should list my past work experiences in chronological order from newest to oldest. Do it or don't. I should list my past work experience in chronological order from newest to oldest. Do it or don't. Okay, perfect. Everybody said yes, do it. Now, why? Who will answer for why? Why one should do it? Because employers tend to prefer that kind of a format because that makes it easy for them to understand. It's in the form of a list, which is understandable. Employers never like complicated things. So don't complicate your resume. Be straightforward, pinpoint your experiences, pinpoint your experience skills, and keep it concise and straightforward. That's what they like. Okay, next question. My resume should be the same every time I submit a job application. Do and don't. My resume should be the same every time I submit a job application. It's a very tricky question, but it's a very smart question. My resume should be the same every time I submit a job application. I'm interested to see what you guys write. Good, Sushant. Good, Harshita. Very good, Yamin. Good, 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 guys. Perfect. Now, see, no job profile. No, you should not send the same resume again and again because no two job requirements can have same profile. It cannot ask for the same qualification again and again. So you should not do that. Okay. Yeah, every job. Friends, I'm not a good person to answer this, but I feel that these live classes should be enough for you. Rest is your call. Okay. So you should not do it because it is not possible. And it's a good idea always to pick out the keywords so that you can write it in your resume. Okay. Very important question from the language perspective. Should you use active voice or passive voice in your resume? Should you use active voice or passive voice in your resume? This is your resume. So think about it. Okay, so let's see what you all have said. Active voice or passive voice? It's active voice because you are doing something directly, so you should own it up to it. You should always use active voice because passive voice can be very, irritating one. Second, the passive voice will shift the focus to the work done rather than what you did, right? So active voice will focus on you. For example, if you say, uh, the new procedures were implemented by me, right? Instead of saying that you implemented new procedures in the company, right? So what is the focus, you or that? Yeah. So you have to see what is your focus. Don't use passive voice for that. Let me see what's the last question. Unique fonts will help make my resume stand out. Yes or no? Should you use different fonts to make your resume stand out? No, you should not. You should keep it very professional. Use professionally accepted fonts like Times New Roman, Arial. These are professionally accepted fonts. You should always use that. Don't use different stylish fonts because it's a professional formal document. Okay, last question I'm going to ask you is, there's so many questions, but last is, I should keep my resume to one page or two pages at the most. Yes or no? Yes, it's one page, maximum is two pages, because the reason being is that nobody wants to read too much about you. Secondly, when you do about like 10, 12 jobs in your career, you don't have to mention about your oldest jobs. You just have to talk about your recent three, four, five jobs. You don't have to mention about all of them. And in the beginning, when you are a fresher, you anyway don't have much to write. So your resume will anyway be a one page long. But as you keep working, your experience will keep adding. After you go like you've changed like 8, 10 jobs, good. Then you have to stop mentioning about your first initial 3, 4 jobs because that's irrelevant now. You've already grown out of it. Now you're at a certain level, a certain position. Nobody wants to know from where you started. Okay, they just want to know from where you've been working from past 2, 3 jobs. That's it. Right? Are we clear? Any problems? Okay, I'm gonna take like 1 minute. I want to stop for a while. Tell me if there is any problem that you have, any questions, if it's clear with you what resume writing is or not. Yes, I will explain about the formats again. Any problem so far, guys? Okay, if there is no problem, then let's take a break and then come back about like in 5 7 minutes and then continue with what cover letter is, what is the format of cover letter, and so on. We'll discuss further and then we'll start with the practice session. All right, are we clear? Yes. Okay, let's take a break and come back. Yes, I will start with that question once I come back. Okay. All right. So today I gave you enough break. I'm sure you all have come back and rejuvenated. Okay, now let's start with the cover letter. But some of you have problems with the format as well. So I'm going to share the study material with you. And you all can go through that first. Okay. Okay. Now, if you look at that, we did about three types of resumes. One is chronological, and the other thing is functional, and then combination, right? These are the examples of the formats. Now, chronological, basically, you talk about your experience from newest to oldest. Now, in this case, what you do is you write your objective. Objective is to be able to associate it with the organization. That will offer to me tremendous opportunities for growth in career and provide a challenging environment that will utilize my accounting skills and abilities to the maximum. Now, objective is usually this much long only. You just have to talk about it. What is your aim to grow? That's it, right? And you want to contribute to the growth of this company as well. Then comes the summary part. In summary, just mention in pointers what all you have done. But in the beginning, I know that is not possible. So you can skip this part as a fresher. Then comes experience. Now, if you see here, chartered accountant, the company's name, the period has been given from so and so I've worked here. Now look at the pointers. Dealing with different clients to understand their trading scopes and status of accounting, manage their financial systems and budget, performing periodic financial audit, preparation of reply to notices of income tax authorities, preparation of sales, tax, all of that. Conducting regular meetings, providing expert financial advice. Now, in this case, if you see, they have just in pointers, this person has said, I have done so and so work and I have done it, right? The focus is that I've done it. Then, another company's details where he has worked earlier. Then comes the education, that in this year I complete this, in this year I complete this. Again, newest to oldest. Then comes the skill set. Now, skill sets are if you know any software to use, you have completed any workshop, any special training program, any software that you know how to use it, that basically stands you out. And you know about MS Office, whatever knowledge you have about the things. And then the personal details come, which is date of birth, marital status, languages known, personal address. Then comes a declaration which says that according to me, this entire information is true. It's nothing is false. And then you have to sign it. Am I clear? Now, this is why also you cannot give any false information. Are we clear? Now we look at the functional format. Now, in functional format, you basically talks about the skills first. What all skills you know. Now, career objective, technical skills is whatever technical related to your job you know. You will write that. Personal is that you're efficient in speaking, you're organized, you're punctual, you're independent, you are leader, you have leadership qualities. That's your personal skill. Then comes your education. You quickly write down your education details. From this year, I've done this course from this place. Then what was your achievement there? What was your, what did you do? Then you talk about it in the education. Then comes the references will be provided upon request. Now, you don't know if you'll be selected or not. So why do you even give a reference here? Okay, and references at times is also asked after you get selected or after the first round of interview, right? Then comes the declaration again. Then comes the combination. In career objective, seeking to work for a progressive organization at the post of laboratory technician or junior technologist or quality control assistant with a food processing, pharmaceutical, or chemical manufacturing industry, which will provide opportunity to utilize my skills and abilities and experience. Summary of qualifications. This is another way of putting it: in-depth understanding of manufacturing process of foods, pharmaceutical, including research and product testing, in process control. So this is another way of putting your summary. Have a hands-on training and laboratory experience. So much of experience. Then comes the education. Now in education, you basically talk about your major areas of study. It's a detailed one. This resume is a detailed one. Then overview of skills and experience that you acquired. Then comes your work profile, that you worked with as sales manager with this company for so many years, for about like 12 years. Computer skills, the references, technical. Any problems with the formats now? Are we clear, guys? Any problems so far? Can I move on now? No problems with the formats? Yes, Namit, you have to write all the headings. Well, like any can be asked. You cannot, I don't think even that's specified. There's a question given to you, and then you have to decide what you have to write. Okay, cover letter. Now, cover letter is a very important piece of document which goes along with the resume. It just gives a recipient to a reason to be interested in you. This gives a more reason to the employer to be interested in you. So it must explain why you are interested in the position and organization. It should explain that why you are so interested in the position and organization. Cover letters slash job applications, a type of formal letter. Therefore, they follow a similar format. Given below is the basic outline. Now, cover letter or job application is a type of formal letter. I told you last time also, they have a kind of similar format. So if you're sending it in a hard copy, then this will look like a formal letter. If you are sending it through email, then this will look like a formal email to you. All right. Now, this has again the same thing: sender's address, date, designation, name of the addressee, address of the addressee, salutation, subject. Subject is applying for the position of junior sales manager, a salesperson, are applying for the position of vice president marketing, the vice. Then comes the content. Now, what do you do with the content? You basically, in a lead sentence, you tell that why your position, state the position you're pursuing. Also mention how you learned about the opportunity of the company. In the beginning, you should always tell that how did you get to know about this company? How did you get to know about this opportunity? Right? Then in the next paragraph, talk about your most relevant skills, your experience, and it should have a little bit of detailed description of what you can offer to the company, how you can benefit this company if you are chosen. Am I clear? And then you must try to make strong associations between your capability and requirement mentioned in the job. Now you have to write cover letters so strategically and so smartly that you basically make a strong connection between your capabilities and the requirements of the company. Are we clear? Then you highlight and explain clearly how you and why your skills and experience make you a more suitable candidate for the job. Then you have to develop the information in your resume. Don't just repeat it. You have to write the information, not repeating it. Don't repeat your information. Expand. You should try to support each statement with some evidence. Use several shorter paragraphs rather than one large block of text. Rather than writing in one paragraph everything about yourself, make different paragraphs, short, so that every point that you want to be highlighted is highlighted automatically. Explain why you're interested in the job, convey your awareness of what the company does to you, show that you have done careful research already. So basically your cover letter has a very huge, it's a huge responsibility that the cover letter has. It should be able to tell about your skills and your qualifications. It should be able to make the connection between your qualifications and the job description that has been given. You have to create an impression, yet you have to be very short and crisp and concise in your experience. Are we clear? Then comes conclude your application letter with optimistic note, like looking forward to meet you soon, looking forward to hear from you about the interview soon, and looking hoping for a positive response from you. That way. Then there's a complimentary close wherein you have a signature. Then you write the names in the capital letter. Okay, so then you write the sample and then you complimentary close, and you should close it with the end that you're looking forward to hear from them. Now look at the sample, okay? Look at the sample of this cover letter. Quickly read, then I will discuss. This is a sample letter of somebody who applied for the position of flight attendant. Okay. Quickly read, then we'll discuss this. Read very carefully. Look at the how this has started with the reference that how this person got to know about the job profile, on which date and from which newspaper. Then you see the post. Then you say that I wish to apply. So now you've seen the first, now see how the paragraphs are divided. In the first paragraph, you basically talk about the reference from where you got to know about the job. No. Cover page is separate. Cover page and resume doesn't come on the one page. No. They're separate pages. It's a separate page altogether. Don't worry about that. That is obvious. How can one expect you to do both the things on one page? Okay, so the post of flight attendant, I wish to apply for the same. Okay, I'm confident in my dynamic customer care service and teamwork skills will make me a strong member of your crew. So basically, you say that you wish to apply, and then you talk about just in one line that why do you think you are good for this job. Now, the second paragraph says, my extensive experience in the career customer service industry has taught me the value of providing positive and individualistic service to your customers. As award-winning sales representative, I worked one-on-one with the clients to make sure that their queries were satisfactorily answered. Now, in the second one also, you basically talk about that this person also tells about that the person is an award-winning sales representative and has been really good with the work earlier. Then next paragraph talks about the another example, another job which was as a restaurant host. I in short, now, restaurant host is basically has the same sort of same work as flight attendant. There's a format, there's a similarity, and both are part of hospitality industry. So this is why this experience has been mentioned here as a restaurant host. I ensured each guest comfort and well-being. As a host, I had to be in constant communication with the wait staff, the kitchen, and the management. The positivity and clear communication skills helped strengthen our team's efficiency and sense of community. Okay. As a restaurant owner, I ensured each guest comfort and well-being. As a host, I had to be constant communication with the kitchen staff. Now, this talks about the managerial skills. No, Rohani, I mean, you were saying that you will be available as per their convenience. Okay. Now you talk about the restaurant host. One second. Now look at this also. I would bring the same positive energy, prompt service, and hospitality to my job as a flight attendant at the Air Atlantic. My experience and strength as a team player will also make me a strong crew member. So you have to take out your best of your qualities, put it in the cover letter. Now, this does not mention about all your experience, right? This is not basically talking on and on and on about your entire resume. It is not, right? But it is different also. Am I clear? I look forward to positive response. Okay. Now what you have to do is you have to write a cover letter for question number 1. You are Mithali or Mitanshu Joshi, a resident of Green Park, New Delhi. You have recently come across an advertisement for INET TV in the Hindustan Times for the post of senior journalist, draft a resume along with a cover letter. Quickly draft a cover letter. How are you going to send a cover letter for this post? I give you like about 5 minutes for this. Sorry. Sorry. I just realized my mic was off. I was saying that Ruhani, one, quickly write down the cover letter, all of you. Second is Ruhani, you say that I shall be available on a day of your convenience. Very good. Second, however, a notice of 2 days would be highly appreciated. No, you cannot mention that. Yeah. I realized I'm on mute. So you cannot say that, but usually people do ask you if you're okay, if you can come down tomorrow. And if you're not okay, just tell them that you're not okay, won't be able to come tomorrow. The combination one. Yeah. Good, Momita. This is a reference to your resume for the post of senior journalist. I wish to apply for the same. Very good. Momita is the only one who sent it. Yes, Himlata, you have to. Yes, I'm waiting for you. So guys, you please do it. I'm just getting the charging wire. Good, Yamin. I'm just getting the charging wire from my laptop. Just give me a second, okay? And you keep writing. I'm right here only. Resume Rithi. It is a resume writing chapter. That's very nice, Momita. Good attempt. Yeah, I mean, very good, Yamin. Very well written. Good. Rest of you guys. Okay, Naman, please. Okay. Now, can we talk about your some experience, also some past experience that you've already done? Good, Slowly. Slowly, have you copied this from somewhere? Good attempt, guys. Okay, so when you're writing a cover letter, you need to make sure that you take care of these things. Use the correct format. It's a format of a formal letter. Do not repeat information provided in your resume. Now, you have to mention about things, but in certain way that it doesn't look like that you copied your resume there, right? It should broadly talk about what is in your resume, but it should not like have everything in that. Keep it short and to the point. Mention what post or course you're applying for. Explain why you're interested in the job, course, and the company, institution. Draw attention to your suitability for the post. Lay groundwork for further contact. These things are very important for resume writing, wherein you basically keep it short. You talk about your post and your course that you're applying for. You talk about why you're interested in this place or in this course. Draw attention to your suitability, why you are suitable for this position, and then you lay a groundwork for further contact. You basically write cover letter to entice someone to contact you and to read your resume. Are we clear? Good, Rohani. Focus on me. It was a very good attempt. You can if you wish to, but I don't think that makes any sense. Very good, Momita. Now, anybody else who's still writing the cover letter, or should I move ahead? Okay, now I want you to okay, now look at the resume that has been mentioned here. For the same for which you're writing the cover letter, when the cover letter is mentioned here, what you should write and how you should write. Okay. Now, enclosed is the testimonials and resumes. Now, in testimonials, oftenly when you leave from a job, you take a recommendation letter from them. Now, recommendation letter basically says how good you are, what you have done, why other person should consider you. So you can definitely enclose that. Definitely, if you have that, and resume. That's it. Okay, with the letter. Enclosure is with the letter. In the same way, you have attachments in the email. Then comes the resume, all the personal details first, the academic qualification, then the work experience and hobbies, languages known, a very short one. References, that's it. It's done. Yeah, it's easy. Okay, I want you to quickly now think about the second question and tell me which format will you use for the resume writing. Second question for this nursery teacher. Yeah, kind of, Rohani. Quickly see this and tell me which format will you use for the resume writing. Functional, okay. But functional, why not chronological? In chronological, you can talk about education first or professional first, that's up to you. But I feel here we should talk about chronological. Because the candidate must have at least 5 years of experience. So somebody who has a 5 years of experience has so much to tell. Yeah, you can use combination for sure, yes, but not functional. Because functional focuses on skills, but this one in this person has good experience. Okay, now so I'm going to end here. Now you tell me if you have any problem or you want me to repeat something. Please practice resume writing from your study material, from your revision test papers, mock test papers, previous year's of papers. You have ample of samples available online. Please go through them and see how resumes are written. It's very easy. Uh, there is nothing very difficult about resume writing because you have to talk about what you've studied, what courses you have done, and what work you have done so far. That's it. And personal details. That's it, right? So now quickly tell me if you have any problem that I can sort it out for you. Otherwise, we'll call it a day. Okay, tell me any problem. Can we use cover letter? What does that mean? What do you mean by can we use cover letter? It is mandatory to go with resume. You can't. Like imagine sending an email without any cover letter, just send a resume. Who's going to open your resume? Nothing. No one. We get such resumes. Don't worry. People just send the resume and write nothing. Hello, hi, regards, nothing. Just resume, not even say, please find attach my resume. No. Anybody else? Thank you, Ruhani. Good Chanchal. Deepika, you want me to repeat cover letter for you again? Cover letter is just like formal letter. And you have to just see how you're writing. The first line you have to talk about how did you get to know about this post and why do you think you are interested and why do you think you're the fit for this job. In the second one, start with your briefly about your experience, what you have done and for how many years you've been working and what makes you happy in this profession. And then you talk about the job here, how this will help you, how this particular company and the job is going to help you. See, Yamin, if you have a question which says that you're going to join for the first time job, you are a fresher, or you're joining after a long time, then you use functional. Chronological is when you have good amount of experience, so you talk about your experience and your education. That's it. In sequence, in the reverse order. Combination can be used when you talk about the detailed resume because that has lots of details. Thank you, Chunchal. Anybody else? Yeah, I mean, I hope the doubts are clear to you. I'm glad, Kriti. I'm so glad that you were able to understand. Anybody who has any problem with resume writing, and then on Thursday we're going to start with the last topic, which is the meetings. Just two more classes to go. Quickly. Okay, no problem so far. I'm assuming that all of you have understood. Yes, Palak, after just two more classes, I think the course will be finished unless any topic is left. Because I will be doing the last topic with you guys. Come on. Any problem? Uh, Difference between functional and chronological format is in chronological format, you focus on where all you have worked for how many years and what all you did there. But in functional, you talk about your skills rather than you talk about the company and what all you have done. Now, why we do that? In chronological, you do it when there is no gap in your career and you have so much to tell about your companies, about your job profiles. But functional is usually when one, you are a student because you don't have much to write about yourself. Second is when you have a career gap or maybe you're changing your career. So in both the cases, you use functional format because you want the resume is focused on your skill set rather than what you've done and which companies you've worked with. Are we clear? So that is the difference between functional and logical. I hope the doubt is clear to you, Anjali. Any problems? Hello. Sir, can you hear me? Hello. So you can hear me, right? Okay. So my audio is clear, right? On the screen also. Okay. My other system actually got off. Okay. So I am almost done with my class anyway. So yeah, guys. No. Let me just finish it, sir. Let me just finish it. All right. I'm so sorry. My other system got off. So yeah. So I was saying, sir, मैं ना ऑन करना चाह रही हूँ इसमें ना कुछ सेटिंग्स का इशू है 1 second 1 second I think it should be on. No? Anyway, I'm just finishing, so just give me a minute or so. Okay. So, guys, this was about the resume writing. I hope it is clear to you. Yeah, I know because I'm not able to switch on the camera on my other system. Okay, so this was about the resume writing. Please practice resume writing because you can only get it perfect if you study about it, if you read about it, if you relook at other resumes. So do that. Yes, and then I'll meet you on Thursday now, and then we'll discuss further what all. Uh, if you have any doubts, you can ask me on Thursday. Otherwise, I'll start with the next chapter, which is the meetings chapter. Are we clear? All right, so I'll see you on Thursday now. Bye-bye, everyone. I'll call it a day. If everything was clear to you, please do mention it on the query box. And I'm sorry for this goof up. I'll make sure the next time it doesn't happen. Right. Thank you, guys.